Good evening and welcome to our daily news program broadcast to you live here on Canal Algérie. To the headlines. The President of the Republic sends a message of condolences to the first Vice President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Mokhber, following the death of the Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. The head of state calls on the Algerian Hajis or pilgrims to be the best ambassadors for Algeria on the occasion of the first flight departing to the Islamic holy sites. A review of the President's yesterday visit to the new scientific and technological hub Shahid Abdel Hafid Haddaden, where he affirmed the importance of students and the Algerian University in the education process of our country. The General Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court requests an arrest warrant against the Zionist Prime Minister for war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Gaza Strip, while more than 100 Palestinians were brutally killed during the last 24 hours. The 51st anniversary of the creation of the Polisario Front and the Sahrawi armed struggle is celebrated today. The Sadr President urges the UN and the African Union to free the lost colony in Africa. Welcome again. As we mentioned in the headlines, on Monday, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, sent a message of condolences to the first Vice President for the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Mokhber, following the death of the Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. Your Excellency, First Vice President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, we followed with emotion and concern the difficult moments experienced by the brotherly Iranian people as they awaited news about the fate of the helicopter carrying the late President Ibrahim Raisi and the accompanying delegation of high-ranking officials. It is with great sorrow and deep sadness that we learned of the tragic death of our dear brother Ibrahim Raisi, wrote the head of state. We express our deep sympathy and support to the political leaders, government, and people of the brotherly Islamic Republic of Iran. In this painful circumstance where the Algerian people share the grief of their Iranian brothers, I personally mourn the loss of President Ibrahim Raisi, a brother and a partner with whom I worked to strengthen the bonds of cooperation and solidarity between our two brotherly countries and peoples, and to support the just causes of our Islamic nation. In this difficult time, I extend my sincere condolences and deep sympathy to the Iranian government and people, praying Allah Almighty to envelop the late with His mercy and to provide assistance and comfort to the brotherly Iranian people, concluded the President of the Republic. In the same topic, Iran's Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, Mohammad Bagheri, ordered an investigation into the helicopter crash that tragically killed President Ibrahim Raisi and his entourage. This incident led to 5 days of mourning in Iran. It comes at a time when the region is already reeling from the ongoing Zionist aggression in Gaza. Stay tuned with Ranil Bahri.
After hours of searching, the Iranian state television confirmed the death of the Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdullahian and their companion delegation after finding the wreckage of the helicopter they were traveling in. The helicopter was on its way back from the Hadafrin region to Tabriz province, northwest the country, where the Iranian authorities announced that they had found the wreckage of the helicopter that fell amid unfavorable weather conditions and heavy fog, which led to the slowest search operations. Ibrahim Raisi is the 8th president of the Islamic Republic of Iran since August 3, 2021, succeeding Hassan Rouhani. Following this incident, Iran declared mourning for 5 days after the death of Raisi and his accompanying delegation. While the spokesperson of the Guardian Council announced, with the approval of the Supreme Leader, The first Vice President of the Republic, Mohamed Mokhbar, will assume the powers and duties of the late President in accordance with Article 331 of the Constitution. A body will also be formed consisting of the head of judiciary, the head of legislative authority, and the first vice president, which will be obliged to take the necessary measures to hold presidential elections in a period not exceeding 50 days.
Via his official account on social media, the head of state called on the Hajis or pilgrims to be the best ambassadors for Algeria. On the occasion of the first flight to the holy sites, he wrote, "Tomorrow there will be the first flight of our pilgrims. I pray Allah Almighty to ease their journey and make their pilgrimage accepted, to be the best ambassadors to their country and for them to come back home safe and sound." This Monday afternoon, the first group of pilgrims landed in Medina, Saudi Arabia, where they were received by the General Consul in Jeddah, Mohammed Alim, as well as the head of the Marina Center and the regional director of the Algerian Airlines. The first group of pilgrims departed for the holy sites of Islam this morning from the Houari Boumediene International Airport. The group, consisting of about 70 pilgrims and 160 members of the National Hajj Mission, will first arrive in Medina. The departure took place in an atmosphere of joy, with government officials present to see off the pilgrims. A review of the President of the Republic's visit to the Scientific and Technological Pole, Abdel Hafid Ihdaden, in Sidi Abdullah, the head of state, highlighted the importance of students and the key role of university in developing the country. More details with Yasin Hamdi.
Adapting the Algerian university to the national market and connecting it to the economic environment with an orientation based on innovation. These are the main objectives of Algeria. This strategy that uses university as the key to develop the national economy puts the students in the heart of the priorities by opening universities and research centers following the international standards. The President of the Republic inaugurated the Scientific and Technological Pole Abdel Hafid Ihdaden, which is considered as one of the results of the latest reforms. The opening of the National Higher School of Artificial Intelligence will allow the students to face the technological challenges and ensure the transition to a fourth-generation university connected to the socio-economic environment. Considered as the first of its kind in Africa, the National Higher School of Mathematics offers great perspectives to the students.
القطب العلمي رفيع المستوى لأن القطب هو اللي ربما سترتكز عليه الجزائر لدخول حقيقة في القرن 21 وبداية تحضير القرن 22 مع أبنائنا علماء الغد إن شاء الله.
The President of the Republic visited an exhibition of the inventions and the projects achieved by the students, an event to which the military institution took part with an elite of committed students. The President of the Republic highlighted the importance of technology in facing the dangers surrounding our country.
باش نكون في نفس الصورة اللي كل مرة يذكرنا بها سيد الفريق الأول قائد أركان الجيش الوطني الشعبي أن فيه أخطار تحوم بالجزائر أولا. إذن لازم نحصن على أنفسنا. نحصن على أنفسنا بالعلم مش إلا بالمدافع والصواريخ والعلم كذلك. ثانيا احنا دولة نطمح وقبل من الدولة الشعب نفسه والطلبة نتاعنا يطمحوا إلى تقدم سريع في ميدان التكنولوجيات وفي ميدان ونسعى كذلك إلى سرعة قصوى في الرقمنة تاع البلاد. الشيء اللي ما كانش يقدر يديروا 5000 ولا 6000 مسلح قادر يديرها مهندس ولا اثنين من ناحية سيبرالية ويفسر لك كاع المراجع تاعك ويفسر لك. إذن سلاح ضروري.
On this occasion, the President of the Republic listened to the concerns and the aspirations of the students coming from different universities of the country. He affirmed that no decision will be made without consulting them first. The President of the Republic reaffirmed his devotion towards the students and assured them that all the resources will be mobilized for their success.
The second Information and Communication Technologies Forum is back in a context of continuous evolution, as affirmed by the Minister of Knowledge, Economy, Startups and Micro-Enterprises, who was accompanied by the Minister of Post and Telecommunications. Najah Tayyar tells us more.
The CTO Forum is back again to bring together the national and international experts to exchange ideas, to share and discuss the latest developments in new information and communication technologies and many other fields. In this second edition, over 100 companies are taking part.
About 100 companies, including Algerian and international, are participating, and more than 4,000 visitors, including 300 decision makers. This event objective is to gather possible partners.
We're taking on several themes, which is very interesting. In terms of themes and conferences, we're talking about artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and all the 5G technologies.
The CTO Forum is also an opportunity to showcase Algeria's latest advances in digital transformation.
Digitalization in Algeria is constantly evolving, and the government grants it a huge importance. We have recently set up a working group with the Ministry of Trade, which will soon allow self-employed entrepreneurs to obtain a trade register and complete all the steps involved in setting up business online. In the near future, it will take only 5 minutes to set up a business without leaving home. The vast majority of Algerians now have access to a stable, high-quality internet connection. Considering what Algeria has achieved in recent years, we can be optimistic about our future, a future that we must build together with startups and all the players in the information and communication technology and digital ecosystem.
في البيئة المهتمة بالرقمنة وبتكنولوجيا الإعلام والاتصال.
Led by renowned experts, a number of conferences and roundtables will be held to discuss a variety of topics ranging from data protection and fintech to big data and artificial intelligence.
The International Fair of Agriculture, Livestock and Agro-Industry marks its 24th edition. Sibsa Filaha, which will be held until May 23rd, witnessed the participation of 39 countries and more than 700 exhibitors in the sector of agriculture, a sector that contributes with an 18% GDP, as affirmed by the General Secretary of the Ministry, representing Minister Yusuf Sharfa. The agricultural production strategy is granted the utmost importance by the authorities with the aim of achieving food security, most importantly milk and legumes, a case in point a project of dairy cows in Soqaras province. Rani al-Bahri explains.
Food security in the grain and milk sector has become a concern for many countries. Algeria, by virtue of its strategic location and the wealth of its land, is racing against time to achieve self-sufficiency in these vital products.
Soqaras is known for its milk. Farmers are looking for support.
Today's model is from the border province of Soqaras, which has become one of the major national cities in milk production.
The number of cows in late 2022 exceeds 40,000 heads, including more than 70,000 dairy cows, and the average production is about 15 liters per cow per day. And the state provides a lot of assistance for the benefit of breeders, including, for example, a production and transfer grant and many other benefits, such as a loan.
Haj Hassasna Abdullah, the owner of this collective dairy cow breeding, and as a living example of a farmer of Soqaras province, took up the challenge. We hope that the state will encourage us to produce more and more. The investor requires scientific follow-up from specialists with the aim of improving the production and eliminating scarcity. Our main role in the Directorate of Agriculture and Farmer Engineers is to make the daily follow-up. The border province of Souqahras reveals its advantage in providing national food security and the milk production.
Another conference was organized in Algiers by the Embassy of the State of Palestine, focusing on the development of the political and judicial position regarding the Zionist aggression in the Gaza Strip and its repercussions on the future of the Palestinian cause. The Palestinian ambassador in Algeria, Faiz Abu Aita, commended Algeria's role and its diplomatic victories in the support of the Palestinian cause, notably the vote of the UN General Assembly in favor of admitting Palestine as a full member. In other news, the General Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court stated that he requested an arrest warrant against the Zionist Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Gaza Strip. The situation on the ground is chaotic after 7 months of devastating offensive by the Zionist army in the besieged enclave. At least 35,562 Palestinians, including a majority of children and women, and at least 106 have been killed in the past 24 hours. In a different context, the celebration of the 51st anniversary of the creation of the Polisario Front continue in the Sahrawi refugee camps in Boujdour. For his part, the Sahrawi president affirmed on the occasion that the armed struggle is the way to achieve independence. Fatma Zahra bin Farjallah and Yasin Hamdi.
After the violation of the ceasefire agreement by the Moroccan occupier, the Sahrawi people resumed their armed fight to win their independence. Today, they celebrate the 51st anniversary of the beginning of the armed resistance against the Spanish occupation, and since the 13th of November 2020, the Polisario Front is totally devoted to liberate all the Sahrawi lands from the Moroccan occupation.
In addition to the military success, we achieved a political and socio-economic success that marks the improvements in the construction of the Sahrawi government and its institutions.
The celebration of this 51st anniversary is also the occasion to warn about the actions and manipulations of the occupier and its allies to stop the self-determination process of the Sahrawi people.
We want to warn the international community about the repercussions of the expansionist policy of the Moroccan occupier that supports trans-border organized crime groups to cause instability in the region.
A fair cause of a people who decided to fight till the last breath to free its country from colonialism.
And they were numerous to take to the streets in Bilbao, northern Spain, in support of the Palestinian cause and denounce the confiscation of Sahrawi human rights for freedom, as well as the silence of the Western governments in face of the barbaric practices of the Moroccan occupation in Western Sahara. In Morocco, the disgruntled population once again took to the streets to remind the Makhzen regime their rejection of the normalization, calling for an end to all agreements with the Zionist entity. More insights with our own Najah Tayar.
Waving the Palestinian flags, once again the Moroccans walked out to denounce what they described as shameful deal. The main squares in the center of Casablanca vibrated to the rhythm of the demonstrators' slogans, "Freedom for Palestine. If we are silent, who will speak?" The Moroccan chanted, expressing their support for the Palestinian people and their total rejection of the normalization of relations between their country and the Zionist entity, a betrayal they would not forgive their king for.
I'm taking part in this strike in solidarity with the Palestinian people who have been victims of Zionist barbarism for 8 months now. For us, it is essential to express our support for our brothers in Gaza. The resistance continues in Morocco. We are determined to support the cause against normalization, which is a betrayal of our Palestinian brothers, whatever the cost.
The demonstrators denounced the hypocritical policy of the Mahsen and the alliance of the Moroccan leaders, led by King Mohammed VI, with the executioners of the Palestinians, at a time when the Moroccans are experiencing an unprecedented economic and social crisis. They called on the government to take care of the country's internal affairs first and to provide aid to a population in dire straits.
And with that, our today's news edition comes to a close. Thank you for tuning in and see you tomorrow.